So
Isn't it amazing how life will hand us things or bring us to places that we just never, it's so often like I always think it's good to have a plan, but then it's good to understand that that's like a rough outline to guide you and that something else is probably going to come along that could be so much better and bigger and more rewarding than anything that was on our plan.
yeah.
Especially when I was younger, my plan, to be honest, was all about moving up the ladder and making money. That was my plan. Like I need to make this much money by a certain age, et
Mm.
cetera. And I don't think I was uncommon. And what you're saying about that, knowing like that drudgery of that dragging yourselves to work, unfortunately, I think too many people have that experience of, oh, it's Monday. I mean, you see it in social media and memes and jokes and things about, oh, it's Monday again. And
If our work was aligned, we wouldn't dread Monday.
right?
We would be get sprinting up on Monday morning and saying, I get to do what I love. I
Yes.
get to live my life of joy. I get to do something that I'm excited about. But we've bought into that belief, right? We've bought into that belief that our goals, our life is about making money and climbing up the corporate ladder and going to a job. And see, these are just beliefs like anything else. And so I think now more than ever, we're realizing that we get to take the reins of our lives. We're taking our power back. And you see it in lots of different ways that people are starting to be really dissatisfied with the systems we have. And starting to really realize, okay, so what do I want to create now that these
Mm-hmm.
systems are, that I don't want these systems? What do I want instead?
Exactly, exactly. Some tips for the people who are listening who are still at that place, unfortunately, where the drudgery of it all. Do you have a couple of tips for to help them, the ones that are like, I have to go to work tomorrow?
Yeah, I would say be willing willingness begin like sort of cracks the door open to anything.
Mm-hmm.
Be willing to believe that you can live your dream. Be
Uh,
willing to ask your heart what it would rather be doing. Now, or be willing to ask yourself, what do you want to do? What's your passion? What do you do? I've asked so many people, and sometimes people have no idea. They have no clue. And it's because they weren't allowed, maybe as children, to do the things that bring them joy, especially if they had really restrictive parents. They may not even know how to answer that because if they had parents that criticized them for doing things that they love to do or their joy, they're going to withdraw and not want to be criticized for wanting to be, an airplane pilot or wanting to be an artist or something that maybe didn't meet their parents or their teachers' expectations. And
mm-hmm.
so just being willing to believe that you can live your dreams, being willing to tap into your heart and say, hey, what's the biggest, boldest dream that we could have for ourselves? That doesn't mean you have to quit your job. Doesn't mean you don't have to do the things you have to do or pay your bills or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you being open to how, if we were going to do this, maybe theoretically, what could that look like? How could that be open? Is this something that I could do, on the side or just start even little tiny, tiny? I have a friend who's starting a new business and she's
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, first of all, she had to say yes to the universe. And so she just said yes and things are just coming at her, which is amazing. And she's like, you know what? I just want to start teeny tiny to see if this is something I would love or even start. So people always tell you, oh, you got to make $1 million and you got to start off within the 5 years. You don't. Just start from a place that you love to see if you're really going to love it. Take a step forward. You don't have to go all the way to the end, as people always say. So I think
Mm-hmm.
if you manage it in small bites, you may be able to, on the path before you know it, one step at a time, you're living your dream.